spoke at 2 a.m. Just a hum in my head, and a beat within. Tap on the table, rhythm in time, turning little ideas into something to shine. Got a lot on my napkin, a code on repeat.
Howdy, 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 howdy. We are live at Unsigned Spotlight with AJ. How are we all doing on this lovely Monday? It is Monday, the start of the week, and we had a show last night with King Urban. What a great show that was. But tonight, I bring you the one, the only, Randy Gingrich from the Academy. How are you, Randy?
I'm doing great.
That's what I like to hear. So, first time on the show.
Other than a touch of pink eye.
I'll tell you what, I've got a tons of like bright signage going on behind me. I'm sort of trying to get used to this new show thing going on and sort of having brand new graphics, brand new music, you know, and a brand new sign. So I thought, you know what, I'm gonna brighten it up tonight. You know, I thought, you know what, it's evening time for me this evening, so I thought I'm gonna find a really bright neon sign just to annoy Richard, because he keeps going on about his neon sign. And I thought, you know what, AJ needs a neon sign as well. And I found this one out of my old stuff from when I was doing podcasts before. And I thought, you know what, this is wicked. I can't afford a neon sign, but this one's just as good behind me, so I'm happy with this. So,
it
Richard,
looks great.
Thank you, Richard. You're not the only one with a neon sign. I've got one now. It's a fake background, but we won't tell Richard. We'll tell him it's a proper neon sign, and it's like, you know, lighting up my room and lighting up Torquay. Anyway, tonight, everybody, go on.
I'm doing a collaboration with Richard right now.
Are you?
Yeah, I sent him a video. And I told him, well, I sent him a song and I said, make a video.
Okay. So this song, is it a random song from nowhere? Do we have a theme?
It's a song about Alzheimer's and dementia.
Okay, we'll forget about that one then. I'm sorry.
That was pretty good.
That was pretty quick, wasn't it? Yeah, I'm quite quick. Brilliant, excellent. So, you know, that's going to be really good. We can talk about that during the show because you do write your songs very much to support and help people. That's a lot about what you do. A lot of your songs have got some very good storytelling from everything that you've been through as a gentleman yourself in the music industry, but also for your personal struggles as well. So we're going to cover that in tonight's show as well. We've got some great songs of yours coming up. Getting old. Andy, seriously, every single time people hear your songs, they think you're 30 years old and you're still rocking that stage. Okay, so I don't know where getting old come from. You're certainly not getting old with that voice. What is Love is also another track that you have brought to us as well. And also A Soldier's Nightmare, because I think we would love to dig and dive, you know, back in those days when you were a soldier, you were a veteran, you are a veteran now. So I think that's a big part of your life. So we have got that out there tonight, these songs of yours. And we've also got on our tea break, everybody, this evening, we have got the one, the only Spencer Etzel with his brand new song called War Paint. So a bit of a theme going on tonight. But yeah, Spencer, thank you very much for sending that in. Those who love Spencer Etzel and know all about him, yep, you will be getting to hear his latest track later on this evening. But yeah, that's all we are. So we get right on with the opening questions. Andy, for those who have not met you, and we've met you in the Academy, okay? We talk to you all the time, okay? But for the viewers out there, it's the first time they met you, literally face to face. Tell us about your journey into music, buddy.
Well, actually, my music started when I was very young. I was from a broken family. I was adopted, and I felt like the oddball. So I would retreat to my room and listen to music, and it was like a relief for me. You know, and then later on in life, I kind of left that alone for a little bit because life happened, of course. Plus, when I was in the military, there was a lot of music there. I mean, CCR and the Temptations were all Vietnam stuff. So music has always been part. I've been listening to music ever since you could buy 11 albums for a penny from Columbia House. if you remember those days.
I remember Clumber House days. You bought albums through Clumber House. What were the sort of some of the artists at the time, who really inspired you during your music listening to when you was very young? Was there a particular artist who you really looked up to and thought, you know what, if I ever get it into the music industry, I want to break like that ice?
The Beatles was one. Foghat was another. UFO. And I'd have to say, on a crazy one, Gino Vanelli.
Okay, that's a bit of a one that we wouldn't really think of. So why particularly that artist?
Well, I like his songwriting. That's what attracted me to him. It wasn't necessarily the beat of the song or anything. It was just the words. Like "The Wheels of Life" is one of my favorite songs. Actually, it was my wedding song for me and my wife. And if you listen to those words, they're pretty poignant. They're about a man and a woman loving each other that much.
Right. Okay. Okay. Yeah, it's a beautiful song. I have actually heard the song. It's a beautiful song. Now, go back to sort of Vietnam War and things like that. You mentioned like the Temptations and things like that. When I was growing up, one of the biggest heroes of mine was Robin Williams, and Good Morning Vietnam. Some of those songs that he was bringing out over those radio airwaves to the soldiers while they were going through such a horrific time. Music really kept those soldiers going. Especially when they were going through such bad times. Was it like what Robbie Williams really portrayed? Was that music on during the day while you lot were training and, having to put up with some really difficult, dark times? Was the music blaring nice and loud with the Temptations?
Sometimes it was. I was in Cambodia a lot. So when I was there, I was involved with the CIA and the old Air America thing.
Okay.
So that was a different time for me in the military. In Vietnam, yes, it was playing all the time. But as I shifted over to Cambodia during Pol Pot, I don't know if you remember that crazy man. It was the killing fields, they called it. And that was one of the times I was there. And our job was to get all the Americans and as many important people in Cambodia out of the country before they rolled in. So the music wasn't really part of it then, but early in my time it was. A lot of CCR. That was probably the one I heard the most. Who'll Stop the Rain, which is a song about the bombs that were, being bombed over in Vietnam.
Okay. So was there particular songs that people really sort of would motivate them, keep them sort of going through those difficult times? Because, a song can really, uplift us, but it will also motivate us to survive. Was there a particular song at the time that, everybody would relate to get them through their tough day or, also make them motivated to, protect us? Because I throw my hands off to any of those soldiers out there helping us at the moment. If there's a particular song, I think those artists who create those songs never think about the real impact that it's having on, what they can do to keep people safe, what they can do for, memories of the loved ones who are at home. I think there's lots of songs which are really going to connect. So was there anything for you? I've lost you on the microphone, I'm afraid. It's a call come through.
I said Nowhere Man by the Beatles.
Oh, Nowhere Man by the Beatles. Ah, brilliant. Excellent. Why particularly that song?
Because I felt like I was a nowhere man while I was there.
Right. Okay. I get you. And I think for you, any of those artists who are writing songs, all of you, when you write your songs out there, and you're hitting notes for people, whether it's soldiers, whether it's around mental health, whether it's around disability, you all have such an impact. I was talking to Tolliver last night, one of the artists that I coach. He's just about to write a song where he had seen a film about mental health. And he's looking also for a child trafficking charity because he wants to do a song for them, because he was so touched by what he had seen in his film in relation to child trafficking. And music is so powerful. It's one of those things that will touch so many people once written. And I believe, Randy, yourself, when we first met, that was one of the biggest things you said. You said, I want my music to touch people. I want my music to help people, that storytelling, So was that when you started to realize that this is a passion for music of yours? Or was it that, when was that pivotal moment you thought, you know what, music's going to become a big part of my life?
Well, actually, when I was in my late 20s, early 30s, I was in a band. I played keyboard and sang backup vocals. So, and I kind of got conned into that. I was actually managing the bar that they were playing at, and the keyboard player got sick. And they said, "We know you know how to play," and they threw me up on the stage. I didn't practice with them at all.
Threw you up.
But there I was, and for the next 6 months, I played with that band. The guy ended up having cancer.
Okay.
So that was that part. When I got out of the military, I was a drug addict and an alcoholic and a mess. I mean, my life was a mess until I was 50 years old. I struggled with drugs and alcohol. So in 2000, I went to a program called Celebrate Recovery. I'm not sure if you know what that is.
I'm aware of it, yeah.
Which I'm leading now in my town here. And for 26 years, I've been in recovery, because you never aren't what brought you where you were. And I kept a journal. Every day, I wrote in the journal what happened in my life. That's where the songs come from, that journal. I would say the writing of the music actually only happened like 6 months ago.
Oh, okay. Okay, so it was more than the lyric writing and sort of getting those deep thoughts. You've had that must be really hard. Going through war, going through all those difficult times of coming out. And obviously you've had losses in your family, what you've written about as well, and obviously they've entered that journal, thoughts of writing and things like that. But particularly for soldiers, to come out of the war and to come out into a place of, suffering from PTSD, suffering from the memories of what went on around you, losing loved ones, losing your mates and things like that. Those raw feelings, being written down on a piece of paper, must have been some pretty strong emotions going through your head when you were writing. But did you ever think, you know what, these need to go into something musical? These need, because some people will write a story or write a poem, or but when was it the connection between what you was writing in your head was like, actually, this is a song. This is, I need to put this out into a song so other people can, be part of this. When did it get into songwriting?
Well, I actually wrote a poem for Ashley. It was called, it was so long ago. What He Does for Me, or His Love. That's what it was, His Love. And it was about God and my connection, through my recovery. And she was like, you know what? This is really a nice poem. You should put this in a song. So I decided, okay, let me figure out what to do. And that's when I found out about the whole AI thing and how that could help you to do what you need to do. And I wrote it. I made that poem a song. Well, a couple people heard it and they were like, this is really good. I think you have something that's been hidden in you for a long time, and you need to pursue it. Well, at my age, I never thought anything about, this is what I was going to do late in life. I mean, I never thought that for a minute. And it just took off. I just started writing, and to date, I've written probably 89 songs.
Wow. Yeah, fantastic. That's really lovely to hear. And I think there's a lot of people out there, and we're not going to go onto that subject, because if we go onto that subject, we will be here for 10 hours. The introduction of AI has also helped other people like yourself to get into the music industry, to be able to find a voice, to be able to also find a way in which you can put your music across to others and share those stories of the war. Those feelings have been inside you for a long, long, long time. And to be able to put them in a way that you can finally enjoy them, not enjoy them in the fact that, the subjects that you're writing about are enjoyable, but the fact that you are able to put those words into the songs you may never been able to do. So, a lot of AI is helping other people who don't have the luxuries of music studios, don't have the luxuries of, being able to play those multiple instruments to put together to a song. But it is helping people, to be able to create those songs which are coming in. I'm just going to bring Richard in at this moment because, he did want to say a quick hello to you, one of our fellow Academy members, and also one of my artists and producers. Richard, he says, "What's up, Randy? What's all that about? What's up?" Seriously, Richard. It's always one. And you're clapping and you're waving because it's Randy's first time. Thanks, Richard. Any questions for Randy, Richard? Keep them clean, okay? We know what you like, okay?
He's a funny guy.
He is. We love Richard in the Academy. And anyone who needs any production around music, he is absolutely phenomenal with his production of music. Everybody loves your music, Randy. And there's one thing I'm not going to take away from you. You are very good with your music. And I think these last 6-7 months, creating music, has been a journey for you. And there's a lot of people loving who you are. They're always going to question you. And then we've got to get this out before we play your songs. And you've said this to me before, this is my voice. When you hear these songs, this is my voice. And we've all been like drawling in the mouth, especially Michael Cagle, who will probably be listening to tonight's show, knowing that Randy's on and it's his voice. Tell everybody out there, when you're doing these songs, are these 100% your voice?
Well, there's a lot of help. A funny story is a year and a half ago, I had to have my throat operated on. It was starting to grow shut for some reason. So they had to take a laser and cut part of my throat away. So there's a camera down my nose and the laser in my throat, and the doctor says, "Don't move." Well,
you're not going to.
It's a little hard not to move when you have all that stuff going on. And they nicked my vocal cord with the laser.
Ouch.
And I couldn't talk for 2.5, 3 weeks. I thought, oh my God, I lost my voice. When I finally was able to use my voice again, it was better. That's weird, but that's the truth story of that whole situation. So God has blessed me in so many ways where he could have silenced me forever through that incident, but he actually gave my voice a better sound. I can hit higher octaves and lower octaves than I used to be able to.
That's big.
So the way I do the music is I use the AI to create the sound, but I put everything in that I want in the song. Place my words in and plug my voice into it, which was recorded into the AI.
Fantastic. There you go, Richard. You can have your vocal lessons by Randy now. Okay, because Richard's looking for some vocal lessons and he's looking at all the Academy members who he wants to choose. And I think he's just put a comment in. Hopefully after the show, my singing lessons I'll be half as good as Randy. Sorry, Richard, I think he was asking Randy for singing lessons. Sorry, I misread that. So, yeah, Richard is going for some singing lessons. He's hopefully putting his voices in because when I spoke to him this afternoon, he's had enough of all the singers out there. He wants to do it himself. So, I think he'll be getting some singing lessons. So, if anyone wants to give Richard some singing lessons, please do so. Yep, he's also
Richard,
fed up.
All I can say to you, Richard, is sing with your passion. That's what makes it all. Sing with passion.
And do you know what? Anything. He's one of these people in life, and I have to big him up. He's one of these people in life. Just give him anything when it comes to a task in music, and he will have it mastered within a month. So he's going to be singing like Michael Cagle within a month if he goes for singing lessons, because he's just one of those type of people. He's sickening. You know, those people in music where you can literally, you know, if I pick a guitar up, it's going to take me 10 years to learn. You know, if he picks up any instrument in the music industry, Rich is like literally mastered it within 2 weeks. You know, so he's one of those like really talented people. You know, Andy, have you ever played instruments? Have you had any luxuries with instruments?
I played the keyboard in the band that I was in, but that was like 40 years ago. I don't even think I could do it anymore because I can't read music. I do everything by what I hear. So like when I'm helping Ashley with her band or whatever, as the manager of the band, I'm keeping my eyes and ears open to hear, well, that didn't sound right. This is what we need to do. You know, it's a strange thing that I can hear something and then play it without knowing how to read music. I don't know how many people can do that, but I was fortunate enough to be able to.
There's great piano players out there who literally do it by ear rather than by notes. You know, I found notes very difficult to understand, you know, with my dyslexia. I thought vocal-wise, I used to do it all by ear, learn like how to create a voice and create songs and sort of pictures of songs through listening. I think there's some great artists out there who does. Richard, again. Richard, what, you just taking over the show? Do you want to come on the show, buddy? You know, it's going to be one of those evenings, is it? If I sing with passion, I'll be singing drunk. Richard, seriously, get off the stage. What's he like?
I've seen the whiskey bottles.
Yes, we've all seen the whiskey bottles, Richard. He's just like, you can't steal your show. I'm going to have a word with him after the show. Anyway, let's get on with some songs, okay? Let's get one song in, starting nice and early, okay? Because I've got a bone to pick with you, young man. Okay, we all say like you're back in your 30s, okay, and then you send me through a picture of this. Now, what was going through your head, young Randy? Okay, with this lady on a motorbike?
I actually belong to a motorcycle, a biker's church, where it's mostly all guys who were in gangs, and you know now they're returned. You know they're reformed and they believe in Jesus. And so I have a Can-Am, not a motorcycle. I can't ride a motorcycle anymore. I can't hold it up, but I have a Can-Am and I'm around a lot of what you see in that picture.
You've converted me. I think I need to come to a church where you live. It looks absolutely fantastic. The ladies go to the church dressed like that, especially being on a
there's no judgment at this church. That's why I went there, because I left Pennsylvania 6 years ago because of an incident that happened in my life.
Okay.
And there was a lot of judgment. So I moved to North Carolina to be with my real brother and found this church, and there's no judgment there because everybody's got a checkered past that goes to that church. So nobody has any room to judge anybody. So that's kind of why I like it there.
Brilliant. Excellent. We're all coming down to that church next weekend. Okay, so tell us a bit about What Is Love. What's this track about? Tell the audience for us.
Refresh my memory on the song.
It is What Is Love.
Oh, What Is Love? Okay. Instead of putting a name to the person, I just put love in there, because love can be anything. It doesn't have to necessarily be a woman. It could be anything that you want. So the love I'm talking about in the song is not only the love that you would have for a fellow person or a woman, it's the love that you would have for anything. And this song is basically more about my very first marriage, which only lasted like 10 months. I came home from the service and I got a girl pregnant, so I married her. That was the honorable thing to do. That didn't last very long. She was young and crazy and a lot of other things. So basically the song is about that particular thing that I went through, but also it's about what I said prior about any love that anybody could have. So that's kind of what that is.
I like it. This is What Is Love, everyone. Enjoy.
Never been person to say how I feel inside. It's not any different with you. Believe me, I try. There's part of me that can't take that chance. I doubt you'll ever know. This may be fine with you, my love, but I choose not to let it show. What does the word love really mean? Is it just a wishful dream? Is love a promise that we make, or a promise we should never break? Is love a feeling or a thought, or something we all want? Is love good or is love bad, or something you just flaunt? Does love hurt? Does love make you cry? Or is it feelings that make you feel sky high? Can we love once or can we love twice? Or does true love only happen once in life? I guess I'm your secret admirer. That name seems to fit just right. I don't know why I like you, but you're on my mind day and night. Maybe it's the way you look so good, I just can't get enough. Or how you make me feel inside, I forget all of the stuff. What does the word love really mean? Is it just a wishful dream? Is love a promise that we make, or a promise we should never break? Is love a feeling or a thought, or something we all want? Is love good or is love bad, or something you just flaunt? Does love hurt? Does love make you cry? Or is it feelings that make you feel sky high? Can we love once or can we love twice? Or does true love only happen once in life? Maybe it's the way you say my name, or maybe it's the way you smile. It might just be everything that makes being with you worthwhile. I guess I'll never know what it is, my feelings I can't reveal to you. I'll just admire you from afar. I'm not sure what else there is to do. What does the word love really mean? Is it just a wishful dream? Is love a promise that we make, or a promise we should never break? Is love a feeling or a thought, or something we all want? Is love good or is love bad, or something you just flaunt? Does love hurt? Does love make you cry? Or is it feelings that make you feel sky high? Can we love once or can we love twice? Or does true love only happen once in life? Once in life. What does the word love really mean? Is it just a wishful dream? Is love a promise that we make, or a promise we should never break?
Fantastic, brilliant song. As always, we wouldn't expect anything less of you, Randy.
That brought back some memories, I'll tell you that. I haven't listened to that song in a while.
I can see you bopping behind the camera, like when you was listening to it. When was the last time you listened to that song?
No, I didn't listen to it for about a month and a half until yesterday. I heard it to send to you. I thought, well, or whatever day I did, send it to you. It was that day that I wanted to make sure that everything was perfect in the song before I sent it to you.
Definitely. You know, I've got some quick fire questions before we go on to the next song. And it does lead into that. You know, who's your favorite artist of all time?
Pink Floyd.
Pink Floyd. Why Pink Floyd?
I just love the way they make things happen in their songs. And I actually am a big fan of Brit Floyd, which is a cover band that from your area. They're
It
your
is.
boys,
Yep.
and they're very good.
They are.
I've been following them around for about 7 years now.
Fantastic. Boys will be happy. Hey, Gary, a song that changed your life.
Wow, I never really thought about that.
One particular song that's really had an impact on your life.
A Day in the Life by the Beatles.
Day in a life. Is there any particular reason?
It was just, it seemed like a happy song, and my life was pretty sad. So I was always looking for some kind of happiness. And unfortunately, it didn't really come that much. Music kind of made me happy.
Brilliant. Well done for the Beatles for writing such a great track as well. It is a great, great track. Most meaningful lyric or set of lyrics that you've ever written?
That I ever written?
Out of all those 80 songs that you've written, but there must be one particular line or one particular lyric that actually that's the one which is always gonna hit home.
I'd have to say it's in the song My Mind is Broken. I'm trying to think how it goes now. I mean, I could answer that if it was somebody else wrote a line that was inspiring, which would have been Gino Vanelli.
When we write our own music, being asked if there's one particular line, for all artists out there who are listening in tonight, have a listen for your songs. Is there one particular lyric in your songs which will always stay with you? Or you may have covered that lyric several times in several songs just because it's such a powerful lyric. It's one to think about, and I quite like this question that it's come up with tonight because I think that's one we all think of.
I wish you would have gave me that question beforehand. I would have been able to answer it.
I like it. I like these questions. Like random questions, which is great. I tell you what, we had this one yesterday, and I think I'm going to keep it in every single person's because being British, I need to know. So we love our tea over in the UK. So for you Americans and for you, Randy, coffee or tea? Or neither? Which one's your favorite, coffee or tea?
I don't drink coffee. I think it's gross.
Oh, okay. We can rule that out there. Do you have a cup of tea?
Yes.
You do?
More cold tea than hot tea, though.
Fantastic. Well, Pure and Easy Tea have a great selection of cold tea. Not that we're selling for our sponsor or anything, but if you go on their website, there's some great cold tea on there as well. Okay, so yeah, love a bit of cold tea, and especially at this time of year. Is it hot where you are?
Oh yeah, it'll get up to about 100 some days.
That's too hot. It was us British complaining that our 2 weeks of the summer, where it gets about nowhere near 100, and we all complain and we all stay inside and shut our curtains because it's far too hot outside. And then it rains for the next 30 days and we moan that it's raining for the next 30 days. And then that's our summer gone. We don't have any more summer. That's it. It's gone. No more sunshine.
I've actually been in England one time.
Okay.
When I left Cambodia, I got on a C-130 to come home. And it was one of the things where you get bumped or you get to go and it's free. And we flew into Rheinstadt, I think it's called, in Germany. I spent a day there till I could catch the next flight, free one, C-130. And that went to England, which I think the base was in Sussex, maybe.
Yep, there's the base in Sussex, yep.
And from there, I stayed there one day until I could catch another plane and flew into Dover. But that's how I got home. So that was my only time in England. And it was raining. It was raining.
I wouldn't expect anything else, to be honest. It's the UK. It is. Okay, one more question for the quick fire round. Randy, there's one thing that people really don't know about you. Not even anything that you've told us in the academy yet. It's time to shine. What is one thing that people really do not know about Randy?
In 2007, Randy was drunk and killed a woman in a car crash and did 8 years in prison.
Wow, okay. That must have been pretty horrific for you. You know,
it was probably the best thing that could have happened to me
okay.
because it changed my entire life.
You've took me off my chair. You've took me off my chair. I didn't think you was going to come back with that, but you know, incidents like that do change people. You know, especially with alcohol or drugs and things like that. You know, there's sometimes when those big incidents really do have to happen to wake you up and go, you got to snap out of this. You know, you know, for yourself, that was a horrific incident. You know,
I have not had a drink since.
Brilliant. And how many years was that?
That would be 18, I believe, or 19.
Fantastic. You know,
I know I'm sober for 19 years and I'm drug free for 26 years.
Fantastic. That is such a good thing to hear. You know, especially for yourself. You know, and people go through their instances, and you know, we don't always go through such hard incidences, but to wake us to move going through the opposite direction. But for you had obviously gone through a hell of a lot at that period of time, you know, and then, you know, going through what you did. I couldn't even imagine what you went through. I'll
give you another shocker.
Go on then.
When I got out of the military on my motorcycle, a week after I was home, I was hit by a car and was paralyzed from the neck down for 3 years.
Wow. There you go. Look, everybody, when you're thinking about it tonight and all these like difficult things, these things are happening for Randy in real life. But, you know, when you're saying about being paralyzed to the waist down, this isn't just for 3 years. I believe it's had long-term effects on you as well.
Yeah, that in my military time has a lot to do with my legs being the way they are. I jumped out of airplanes like 90 some times, at least 30 times in combat. And back in my day, they didn't have them cushy parachutes they have now. They had them horrible ones that you hit the ground going 25 miles an hour.
I was going to say, did you forget your parachute, or was it like really dodgy? You know, those years, they didn't really make them very safe, did they?
They made them a lot better.
So like, yeah, get out the plane, Randy.
Well, the first time I jumped, they pushed me out. I didn't want to go.
Oh my God, bless you.
But after I did it, I thought this is the greatest thing ever.
I probably would. Yeah. It'd probably be quite a good feeling, you know, so going out of that plane.
It was freeing, actually. It was like floating in the air and like, this is so freeing. Not knowing whether I'm going to be okay or not.
Mine would be, for God's sake, seriously, I hope that parachute opens. You know, I can do it. You know, I think someone would have to push me. I wouldn't be one of these people. I was joking around with the person that I'm speaking to at the moment, and I was joking around with her at the weekend. And we had our air show on at the weekend. We had the Red Arrows, God bless them. We had the Battle of Britain, God bless them. And then all of a sudden, there's a wing walker come over. And these ladies who stand on top of the wings on planes, they must be the craziest people in the world. Who would stand on top of a plane and wave at everybody, you know, tied to a plane, and then it's going upside down and doing 12s and things like that? They're crazy people. Seriously, there must be something better they could do.
Tom Cruise in Mission Impossible.
Yeah, exactly. Those stunts, you know, we're talking about, you know, we're doing this for the next song because I think that leads in quite well for your second song of the night. You know, about getting old. There's some people in life who just don't get old, like Tom Cruise. You know, and I think there's people in life, they're never going to get old. And Randy, you've had this compliment to you quite a lot of times, you know, that you just don't grow old. You know, with your daughter as young as she is and giving you the scares in last years in terms of being in that management of that rock band of hers, you don't get time to get old, do you?
I didn't catch that.
I said, when you have your daughter in a rock band and you're managing her rock band, you don't get time to get old.
Well, my body's old, my mind's not.
That's it. So, you know, we will talk a bit more about your management and of this brand new band which are coming out as well. We'll find out a little bit about that after this one.
Okay.
But this is getting old. This young gentleman in front of me, I don't think he's ever going to get old. He's always going to be in his mid-30s, whatever age he is. Okay, so Michael, that answers your question. This man never does get old. Now we've seen him on screen as well. This is getting old, everyone.
Part of getting old is dealing with regrets, accepting there's no going back. One chance is all I get. Facing dreams that I had that never came true, knowing it will never happen and there's nothing left to do. I'm crying my eyes out but no one can see, because it's deep, really deep inside of me. I have this feeling of pain every day. All I wanna do is bend the knee, pray. It seems as if my world has come to an end. Hating it all, there's no time to pretend. I just wanted to leave and say goodbye, but I'm still here like I'm on standby. Recalling choices I made that clearly changed my life. Times when I retreated when I should have put up a fight. People I pushed away who only meant me well, holding on to other ones who made my life a hell. I'm crying my eyes out but no one can see, because it's deep, really deep inside of me. I have this feeling of pain every day. All I wanna do is bend the knee, pray. It seems as if my world has come to an end. Hating it all, there's no time to pretend. I just wanted to leave and say goodbye, but I'm still here like I'm on standby. I devoted my energy to the work of each day, while investing little in myself while life slipped away. Now working hard on friendships, a family of my own. Now in this last stage of life I find myself alone. I'm crying my eyes out but no one can see, because it's deep, really deep inside of me. I have this feeling of pain every day. All I wanna do is bend a knee and pray. It seems as if my world has come to an end. Hating it all, there's no time to pretend. I just wanted to leave and say goodbye, but I'm still here like I'm on standby. If I had time to do it all over again, it would be strange. I'd live my life more for myself. Priorities would change. I would reach back more to others whom I held close and cherished. Those people who cared for me most. I'm crying my eyes out but no one can see, because it's deep, really deep inside of me. I have this feeling of pain every day. All I wanna do is bend a knee, pray. It seems as if my world has come to an end. Hating it all, there's no time to pretend. I just wanted to leave and say goodbye, but I'm still here like I'm on standby. I would not accept hurt, but demand love and me, because it's deep, really deep inside of me. I have this feeling of pain every day. All I wanna do is with bended knee pray. It seems as if my world has come to an end. Hating it all, there's no time to pretend. I just wanted to leave and say goodbye, but I'm still here like I'm on standby. There are no second chances. This is the life that I made, but I pray that by being here I've made a difference in some way. I just wanted to leave and say goodbye, but I'm still here like I'm on standby. I just wanted to leave and say goodbye, but I'm still here like I'm on standby.
Yeah, again, that voice really takes me away. Such a gritty voice. Absolutely love it. Great song.
You know, it's what made me think of that song was exactly what I was talking about before, with like catching those planes from place to place to try to get home. You're on a standby list. So it's like you want to leave, but you're on standby. So you have to wait for them to say, okay, it's time for you to go.
We're used to
That's
that.
kind of how I feel about life in general. Like God has the time when you're going to leave.
Mm.
And you're not leaving until he said so. So you're kind of on standby.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's one young lady in your life I don't think is ever going to let you go. You know, one thing that we've had through our shows with your music that we've all been taken for, and one of the reasons why both you and Ashley have been sort of inducted into our academy, because it's such a great relationship. When we don't find many fathers and daughters have the relationship like you two do. You know, she absolutely adores you, Randy. You know, I see her posts and I see how you post on her posts, and you know, you're very, very close. But musically, you know, it's very. It comes every now and again when you just get fathers and daughters who click so well in the music industry together, and both of you produce such great music, you know, that everybody's astounded by such, you know, amazement of music that comes in your house. You know, has she always been a little, you know, little person to bring up into the music industry with you? You know, or does she look up to you, or do you look up to her?
Well, actually, I have a daughter who is 46 years old.
Okay.
And Ashley is actually an adopted child.
Ah, okay.
So I was not around her when she was very little. I've known Ashley for 5 years.
Right.
And she always called me dad. Because of, you know, her situation with her family, which I don't want to really get into on air.
I know.
But yeah, I mean, I adopted her because I care about her and love her.
Oh, beautiful. Is it, you know, I can see how much she adores you in terms of advice around the music industry, and sort of like some of the creations that you've come up to, you know. And obviously she's got a new band coming out, and you're taking some of that managerial role of looking after her and her band and things like that. It must be quite exciting times to know that, you know, Randy, you still got it in you, buddy. It looks as though you're going to be touring around with her. She's got some crazy ideas. Are you going to be following her all around the place? You know, if she makes it in the music industry, will you be there cheering her on?
Absolutely. I'm father, manager, protector, promoter, you name it. I got the title. I have different hats I put on.
Fantastic. Just then, have some like influences into her writing and things like that? Is she very much, this is how I write? Because you've both got a very similar sound in terms of that real gruff rock voice, that real powerful, emotional I want to get my word out voice. You know, you're very much similar to how you put your songs. You know, do you spend any time writing together, or do you completely have separation when it comes to music?
She really hasn't asked me to help her with anything that she's writing, because a lot of what she's writing right now is her raw emotions about her situation. So I try to steer clear of that. For me, I get up every morning and write a song. I wrote one this morning.
Fantastic. Well, it seems you've got 80 songs already written. You know, we might as well just get another 80 more, as though you got time for it. You know,
It's called Selfish Happiness.
Well, yeah, definitely, yeah. But those radio stations you've put out towards today, I did see the advert and I did see the email. So just to let everybody know that Randy's songs will be coming by literally every single day for the next 10 years. Okay, he's got a lot of songs to catch up on the radio station, but they are coming out and they are being sent out to you. Right, everybody, we are going to have a pure and easy tea break. I know it's 50 minutes into the show. I've not got used to half time yet because I've been too busy being on a show with Michael Cagle for the last 6 months. And to be honest, trying to keep these shows to 1 hour is a pretty tough call, but we'll try our very best. So this is our pure and easy tea break. Go and grab your cup of tea. You got 36 seconds.
Imagine capturing the raw essence of nature, with its infinite color and beauty. Now, envision turning that into something truly transformative. Pure and easy tea cultivates the goodness of nature's bounty into fuel for your body. We are what we drink. Pure and easy tea, the pure nourishment your body craves.
If that don't make you want a cup of tea, then I don't know what does. I'll tell you, I love that advert. It's a great advert. Thank you to Pure and Easy Tea for continuing to sponsor the Scene projects. And thank you for all that you do for us, okay? So, we are going to be highlighting an artist tonight, a good friend of mine from the ISSA. He's been a long friend of mine, Spencer Etzel. We have had him on the show. He is going to come back to the show. He's been busy writing lots of great songs over the summer. And he's added this one to his forte of amazing music. Me and Randy are going to review this song tonight. Okay, we're going to give you some feedback. Okay, Spencer, thank you for sending it into the show. This is the amazing artwork. What great artwork. Look at that, eh? Anyone needs to know how to do a cover, that's how you do it. Look at that. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, this one's called Warpaint. Enjoy, everyone, and then we'll give it a review after it's finished, okay? Randy said he wanted to jump on and do these reviews in a review show, so let's see what review he gives this great song. This is Spencer Etzel, everyone.
Oh, how the seasons change, but the story of us remains locked away in memory. Your love is still my remedy. I remember the smallest things, a scent, a song, a name, the endless nights, the summer breeze, all of what you meant to me. 'Cause I need you more than ever. Do you miss me just the same? I'll never get away from you. I'll never get enough of you. From now until forever, I won't forget your name. I'll never get away from you. I'll never get enough of you.
he never does anything by half. He really doesn't, especially with his vocals.
Bravo.
Wow. Bravo. So, Randy, it's that time to put you on the spot for Unsigned Spotlight, and you can take over Michael's space, okay, as a guest and become the reviewer of that great, great song. So, Randy, over to you. How would you review that song for Spencer?
Should I do my famous Michael impression?
Go on, then. You can do a Michael impression if you want. Actually, you know, all those people who are missing Michael right now. If you really want to do and bring your Michael impressions, please do so.
Well, that was just amazing. That was just amazing. That guy knows his instruments, and the vocals are phenomenal. I mean, this is just wonderful. And then he gets quiet. No, actually, the vocals were great. The composition's wonderful. And he definitely was telling a story, which is what I like. So bravo to this man. I hope his future's bright.
It is certainly bright. You know, if you look on Spencer Essel, everybody on his Facebook pages, also on his like YouTube and website, you know, this gentleman always brings out amazing music and ones that really do reach for the stars in terms of the competitions. You know, he's often winning awards. That's why, because everything he puts in the production, you know, you listen to that track, and one of the things I will always say for Spencer, you know, you put 100% into every single song you bring out, and that's production level to vocals. Your vocals are always on point, amazing vocals in terms of where you get your, you know, where you get your sounds from. You can hear every part of your voice goes from one note to another. And that's exactly the same in your production. I love listening to your music. So thank you for sending that in, Spencer. Absolutely loved it. Okay, before we get Randy go, before the end of the show, he has got his last song tonight. I'm going to put this on for him, and he's going to tell us a bit about it. And it's really a reflection towards the end of the show to thank Randy for all of his years' service, for everything he's done for us. You know, whether you are around the world here in the UK, we will always thank those soldiers who have supported and kept us safe. You know, for Randy, you know, that's for your family over there in the US, you know, and keeping the whole world safe. For all those soldiers out there, Randy has got a song where he's dedicated to the soldiers. And I want to know, while I'm sorting this out for him, what is that soldier's worst nightmare all about in that song? You know, there must have been some pretty terrific times.
Going away as a boy, coming back as a man, but not a whole man. Just some of the things that you see. Sometimes you question if there's even a God because of the things that you see. And I've seen plenty. I can tell you, when I was in Cambodia, the road that led to Pol Pot's palace was skeletons. The road was made out of the bodies, and he had the skulls in this big giant room at his compound. So that alone was horrific enough for me. As you're driving not on macadam or concrete or dirt, you're driving over skeletal bodies to get to where you're going. So this is dedicated to everybody who has faced some horrible times in the military, that have PTSD from it, as myself. That this one's for all you.
Thank you, Randy. Thank you so much. Okay, we're going to put the album cover up. We're going to play this great song. This is a soldier's nightmare. Please take some time to listen to it, especially the words.
So there's a lot at stake. Bullets fly by me like a hurricane. We're all of us here feel totally insane. defeat. Bullets are fired and the wounded are crying. God knows the truth and he's definitely sighing. Wounded souls are soaked in bloody faith. There's no way I will ever forget this day. Continuous nightmares that I cannot escape. Shouts in my head that seem like my fate. I hold on to thoughts of home with care as bullets are whistling through the air. The pain from my wound leaves me in despair. There's enough left in me to whisper a prayer. I prepare myself for my creator to meet. The dead will never know the feeling of defeat. The freedom we're fighting for leaves much unsaid. We can't win over the hate and the feeling of dread. We're deep in the lies, the bullshit we've been fed. Each day the fighting goes on. Soldiers end up dead. Continuous nightmares that I cannot escape. Shouts in my head that seem like my fate. I hold on to thoughts of home with care as bullets are whistling through the air. The pain from my wound leaves me in despair. There's enough left in me to whisper a prayer. I prepare myself for my creator to meet. The dead will never know the feeling of defeat. Many hands are washed by widows' tears, by the gunshots that echo in my ears. Many hearts are left cold from endless fears of hope that we have when all the smoke finally clears. Continuous nightmares that I cannot escape. Shouts in my head that seem like my fate. I hold on to thoughts of home with care as bullets are whistling through the air. The pain from my wound leaves me in despair. There's enough left in me to whisper a prayer. I prepare myself for my creator to meet. The dead will never know the feeling of defeat.
Another absolutely powerful, powerful song there from Randy, bringing back to stage. Wow. That's got some lyrics and got some storylines in that one.
Yeah. Brought back some memories, I'll tell you that.
I bet it did. I bet it did. Some really difficult memories, I'm sure. But what a great song. And thank you to our sponsors, Booms 2.0, because you have given these amazing artists a wonderful opportunity to have these memories and these stories shared on Roku, on Amazon, and also on Apple at a great, great price. You know, at the end of the day, we thank you for giving these people opportunities, especially independent artists. You know, for artists like Randy, who, you know, has been writing for a period of time and wanting to put some of those really deep memories into music, but actually being able to share it with his friends and his family on TV, you know, is phenomenal. So thank you, Boom Stevie, for all that you're doing for us here at the Scenes Project. When you come to us with this great opportunity, we're grateful, absolutely grateful. And it's lovely to see these artists who probably would never think that they would see their music making it onto TV in front of everybody, and especially, this day and age. So thank you so much for Booms 2.0 for giving us these opportunities. But thank you, Randy. You've been a great guest. You've shared some really amazing life stories, some shocking life stories that we're all probably going to have questions after the show. And just continue being a great guy, Randy. You're a pleasure to have in the Academy. We love you as part of the Academy, and, helping out all of those singers who are coming into the music industry, giving some great advice and sharing some great songwriting and great stories. Thank you so much for everything that you do. Is there anyone out there that, you really want to say thank you to in terms of who's been there for you in your lifetime and your music?
Well, I'd like to make a quick plug if you don't mind.
Of course, go ahead.
New/life/music. Go to that website. You'll see all my albums, all my songs. You can buy them. They're all available on vinyl. And as far as thanking somebody, most of the people that I owe a thank you to are no longer with us. They've gone to that great place in the sky. But there's somebody around that I would say, spiritually, I'd have to say my friend Rob Hauer. Musically, I'd have to say my friend Jeremy Camp. And I know who you know who Jeremy Camp is. The Christian writer and singer. Yeah.
Beautiful. So we haven't seen the last of Randy because he will be around in the Academy, giving everybody some advice and giving everyone support. I think he's going to be the father of the Academy. Everybody's going to be looking up to Randy, and I think he's going to be making sure that Richard doesn't get too out of hand. Okay, I've literally, Randy thought I brought him in for his music. I needed someone to tame Richard. So, I thought, actually, I'm going to bring Randy and make sure that everyone's being good in the Academy. But Randy does a great job in the Academy, supporting everybody and getting some great ideas out into our school. Okay, remember that free Academy school that you can go and join? Yep, go and join it, because that's where you're going to find all your resources and all of your courses, and a good way to start your life in independent music. Right, we are going to close off the set for tonight. We're going to say goodbye to Randy. Thank you for being such a great guest. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you and actually seeing you for the first time. It's lovely to see a face, to all these people I get to talk to as well. And we'll see you all very shortly. If you want to come to have a spot on the show, please get in contact with us. We will be a pleasure to have you on the show, okay? I did get a question. Are we still accepting music? Of course we're accepting music. Keep sending it in, because we've got our famous radio station now, which is playing all you amazing artists out there. Scene Projects Radio, 24/7, 7 days a week. You can, of course, send your artist through, and you never know, they may get onto the show and be our spotlight. Hatton and Ornis, bless them, they've made it right till the end. She said, I've come in, I've caught it late, Randy. I apologize about that. I'll put words in your mouth for you, Beth, all right? She'll be watching it from the beginning like she did yesterday. Yes, you can get tonight's show, even though it was live. You can get it on Facebook, LinkedIn, and also YouTube. And yes, it will be on Booms 2.0 within the next couple of days, all right? Enjoy yourselves. Have a great day. And whatever you do, just keep yourself safe. Thanks, Randy, for being such a great guest. And we'll see you soon.
It's my honor.
Take care, everyone. Bye-bye.